Welcome back to the Bulldog Insider. Time for Coach's Corner, brought to you by Cooper Chase Construction. All right, Coach, you beat Wyoming last night, but before we get into the game, I want to ask you about Tank Kelley. He was face down on the ground for several minutes in the fourth quarter. What happened and how is he?
He's fine, thankfully. I was concerned by the same thing. I didn't see him moving, so I went out there, but he was fine. He just had a muscle twinge in his neck, and he was fine, and good spirits and no ill effects.
Well, that's great to hear. Tank Kelley is part of a defense that now in back-to-back weeks has held the opponent out of the end zone. How tough is that to do once, let alone twice in back-to-back games?
Well, it's always difficult, you know, because there's good players on the other team, and you know, thankfully we really made him go the long field. We had great field position, but defense played well. Tank especially had a lot of pass breakups and did a really nice job. I think they're really playing well as a unit.
Yeah, it seemed like every time Wyoming's offense had the ball, that ball was very close to the end zone. They were backed up. What did you do effectively to stop the Cowboys from being able to move the football?
Well, first of all, I thought Blake and our punt team did a great job of pinning them down deep. And then, you know, anytime that happens, you're coming off your goal line 1, 2, 3 inside the 5-yard line. It really limits the playbook because you don't want to take too many chances down in there for turnovers and things like that. So, but holding them down there was key, and because it really gave us good field position and seemed like, you know, they were up against it all night because we were pinning them down there. A lot has to do with Blake's punting.
Yeah, you mentioned Blake Cusick. He had 5 punts last night, 4 of them inside the 20. How much of a game changer is it when you have a guy who can do that?
It's big. It really is. You know, it's like I said, if you can make teams go the long field, makes it more difficult on them. And he's done a really nice job of executing that, and as has our punt team. Our punt team's done a nice job of protecting for it, and then they're down there to cover it.
You win the turnover battle again last night. None for you guys, 1 for them. It was Mike Bell's interception late in the game. You now have 17 forced turnovers this season. Does that number impress you through 6 games halfway through the season?
Well, it's what we strive to do. Each game is to win the turnover battle. Your chances of winning go way up if you can do that. You know, so we need to continue it. You know, our goal is to get 2 a game, so we really didn't reach our goal. Offensively, we didn't turn it over at all, which is great. You know, we got to continue to do that, protecting the football, and Marcus does a nice job of that, of not forcing the football into coverage. So, yeah, if we can continue to do that, win the turnover battle, we have a much better chance to win.
Andrew Wingard was the conference's preseason Defensive Player of the Year. He had 7 tackles last night, but you pretty much held him in check. What were you able to do successfully to limit his impact on the game?
He is a great player, and you know, he was in a lot of positions to make plays, and made his share for sure, but made sure we tried to protect him because he blitzed a lot, you know, so we really had our eyes on him when he was going to blitz. And then in the run game, if he was going to make a play, it was going to be downfield.
Speaking of the run game, I want to ask you about your run game on offense. Much better production from the run game last night than a week ago when you only amassed 30 yards. Let's start with Josh Puckett. He didn't make the trip to Reno. Obviously, he played last night. Where is he health-wise? Is he 100%?
Oh, yeah, he's 100%, or we wouldn't have played him. Yeah, he had a bruised kidney the week before, and so we had to give him time to heal, but he's 100% now. It wasn't anything more serious than that. It wasn't like a lacerated anything, you know, it was just a bruise. And so, you know, but we gave him time to get healthy and made sure we went to the proper protocol to get him back on the field. And you know, we were patient with him the week before, but he was 100% all week last week.
So with a bruised kidney, the remedy is just rest?
Correct, exactly.
Gotcha. What about Jordan Mims? He was limited against Nevada. Last night he played. He didn't have the impact that we've seen from him this season. Is he 100%?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's quite back yet. I mean, he's capable to play, but saw some plays last night where I thought he would have stepped out a few things, you know, so we got to get him back going again, make sure he's 100% ready to go.
Big games from your tight ends last night. Jared Rice and David Tongipa both had touchdowns. Rice, a career-high 7 catches in that game. How big is it for your offense when you get production from that position?
Well, it's really important, you know, because then they can't double your guys outside. And Jared's done a great job. He has a great feel for the passing game. He's a big target. He's got great speed to get down the field and create some matchup issues for the defense. And so, you know, he's been very valuable to what we do. Also, Cam Sutton got in, did a couple things well. So we need to continue to progress Cam because he's a big play guy too, who can really run. You know, so the tight ends are a big part of what we do.
On that play where he's trying to stretch for the goal line, the ball pops out. You kept possession, you get the touchdown, but what did you think when he goes airborne?
Well, I talked to him about that after, is to make sure that we secure the football, because if that's out of the end zone, then that's a touchback.
Right.
You know, and while I really appreciate the effort, it was a great effort, but we need to be smart with it.
Your offensive line, you made some adjustments. What did you see from Wyoming to change things up there?
Well, the week before they covered the center every down, and this week they didn't, and we had some matchup issues inside that we felt like if we moved St. Andrew to guard, it would give us a better opportunity to match up, and so we did. And hats off to those guys and Coach Grubb, our offensive line coach, for making sure they're ready to play.
Overall, Coach, what do you think you'll take away the most from last night's game?
Just it was a team effort. You know, I think anytime, you know, we always take the field and strive to do that, but I thought special teams played well. I thought defense obviously did a great job, and offensively moved the ball, put some drives together, got the ball in the end zone against a really stingy defense.
Fresno State gets the win 27-3. Time for a quick break. More with Coach Tedford when we come back.